actually mostly going to work from closed guard, but I want to show you a way you can set up closed guard pretty well. Depending on your flexibility, you might be able to get a triangle from here as well, straight off the bat. So if I land in half guard, which means I've got Steve's leg trapped here like this, what I can do is I can start to put pressure with my left knee against his hip here like this. And if I want to put a lot of pressure, don't leave your legs open. If you want to put a lot of pressure, you're actually going to like put this half guard leg in really deep so that you've got like a big lever hanging out at the end, and that lets you cross your feet and then drive your other leg back into it. Yeah? So you'll actually get a lot more power if you put this bottom hook deep, which is different to how we normally play half guard. When we're trying to make a lot of distance, we tend to put this, like pull this knee out and just hook the end and go like that. But when you want to play the Z guard variation, you're actually going to like kick that leg deep, curl it through, and now I can actually like pressure Steve's hip like this. Okay, we're working the other week on how they can try to smash this leg with that right hand. So, but if I can get an overhook here and pull his arm up, now this arm can't control my left leg. So if I can free my right leg now, I've got a good chance of going to close guard or getting the triangle. So, again, we're going to put our bottom leg through deep, cross our feet, and then apply pressure to the hip. We're going to sit up, catch the overhook here, and then I'm going to release my legs, and the pressure is going to like let my right leg come through. If you've got enough flexibility and your opponent's in the right position, you should be able to shoot your leg over the top, straight to a triangle choke. If maybe Steve postures a bit, or I'm not as flexible, you should at least be able to shoot your foot through and lock up the closed guard here like this. This is a great way to get back into closed guard and have a good chance at offense from there. So we're just going to start with that. Again, so we're going to go from half guard, we're going to shoot our, obviously just block first, shoot our bottom leg nice and deep, cross our feet, and apply pressure to their hip. Once you get here, just feel Steve tries to pressure in. It'll be pretty easy to keep him from taking up that space. Okay, we're going to sit up, overhook, and then pull back down so he can't pull his shoulders back and can't control this leg. From here, block the wrist. I'm going to shoot my leg through, nice and high, and triangle, or shoot it through, kick to here, and we're going to go into closed guard. Okay? Let's just start with that, and then we're going to work how to set up a triangle from closed guard. 3, 2, 1. Maybe for whatever reason I couldn't get a triangle, or maybe, let's say I held this wrist, and then as I shot through, he might like free that arm, and like he blocks it enough to stop the triangle, but I've managed to get a closed guard. Does everyone know what rubber guard is? No. Okay, so like, so this is something like, rubber guard's basically when like I start using my, like I can hold my own feet kind of above Steve's head, and this can control his posture. And there's various ways of doing this. If you're really flexible, you can kind of hold both feet up there. Aaron does a crazy version of this. We're going to show something called Williams guard, which is, I think it's like the less flexible version of rubber guard, so you don't have to be flexible to be able to use it, so that's why I like to show it. Rubber guard, I think, kind of is... Steve's come along. Hey, Steve. So basically for rubber guard, like I have to be flexible enough to like be able to bring one or if not both feet up really high. For Williams guard, all I have to be able to do is like reach around my own leg here like this. So I don't have to, pretty much everyone can kind of bring their knee towards their chest. So that's the only flexibility that's required for this. Okay, now you can already see I'm on my right hip, but this is really important to get this to work, that I go into my right side. Because this now lets me start to work at this arm and try and free my leg and start to lock up the triangle choke. I'm going to deal with one way if they do square us back up, but ideally I'm going to be on my side. So we had the overhook here like this, and we shot our closed guard. I want you to make sure that you are on your right hip. If you're too square, what you're going to do, you're going to just hold the head down, open your legs, and hip out to the side, and relock your guard. So see I'm on my right hip again? So it's not bad to just practice even just squaring up, open your legs, hip out, and lock up your guard like that, okay? So, I was talking about being on my right hip and that being important. I don't want Steve to be able to square me back up, so it is important when I get this this Williams guard grip, which is going to be around my own leg and to the shoulder, that I apply pressure down with that knee. So when Steve tries to square up now, it's much harder. And see what he did there? to do that, he put his hand on the mat. That gives me a lot of room now to shoot my leg through. So that's all we're going to do. We're going to go, so we'll start from here. We're just going to go to, so from the Z guard here, we're going to shoot our leg through to close guard. We're going to make sure we're out on our hip. If we're not, open your hips, turn out, lock up, grab around your own leg. And from here, I'm just going to like reach my left hand to the shoulder and like put a lot of pressure down, keeping Steve's shoulder down. It makes anything he has to do here, he's always going to use that hand on the mat, which makes it easy for me to block and start freeing my leg, okay? Now, ideally, I want to get this leg over, but there's a chance he grabs that leg. Or the other thing he might do to stop this is he might drive really far forward, yeah? So we go back a step. I'm going to put one extra measure in to make sure that those things are harder for him to do. So if you can, my left foot's going to go over the shoulder. Drive forward now, Steve. Yeah, so it just sort of blocks him from walking far enough to not be able to bring my right leg through. So then my right hand's either going to block the wrist or the elbow, whatever's sort of blocking this knee. Let's say his hand's in front of this knee, which is he's going to be thinking about the triangle. So I just have to like push that enough that my knee goes free. I want to block that shoulder, take my leg out, and then we're going to lock up the triangle. Okay. I'll talk a little bit about finishing the triangle, so might as well do this all properly. You should already have that posture broken. So a lot of the work for the triangle is already done. All we want to do to finish the triangle, I want to make sure this leg, this is the one that's going to do most of the choking, the one that you've actually just shot through, okay? It has to cut heavily across Steve's neck, like this. The harder that cuts across, the more he's going to choke straight away. Watch this. Yeah? So you should be able to do it just with your legs. The harder this cuts in, the easier the choke's going to be. So I see some people and it looks really good, like they get their whole angle and everything, but I haven't cut that at all into Steve's neck. I don't even know if I'll be able to... Steve, yeah, that's fine, yeah? So what puts most of the power in is I actually like bridge up with my left leg, which lets me like cut that really hard across his neck. Now when I lock up, straight away. You're right. Okay. Okay, so that's what I want you to focus on. So there's a lot of other details for the triangle that I'm not going to go over, but I want you to focus on chopping that leg in tight and lock it up while it's tight, and you'll find it so easy to finish. It's easy because I'm on the wrong side and everything, but you'll still finish. Alright, so lock your feet. We're going to sit up, get our overhook, and we're going to go to close guard, here like this. From here, I'm going to reach around my leg and start trying to grab the top of Steve's shoulder. I'm going to free my leg past the arm, left foot goes on the shoulder, right foot comes out, and then when you want to finish, just going to grab the head, chop up and across, and finish the triangle, okay? So let's work some things that, I'd say some things that I don't want to do first off. So I'm on my side here like this. It can be tempting to like really like open your leg wide, to like I'm like his arm bothering my leg, and like you can sometimes go like this, but the problem with this is like Steve's got a lot of room now to even just get his knee over the top. So when you're shooting for the triangle, really try to keep like your knee staying, like, and your foot staying tight. The other thing is like, think about levers and where we're strong. So if Steve grabs here on my foot, there's almost no way that I beat that. I don't have really long arms, some people do, but like I'm not gonna like be able to strip that grip anymore. So if I give him access to my foot, I'm in trouble. But watch this, okay? So if I keep my foot here and Steve starts reaching for my foot now, I can use my foot to hook it. And now I've got free access to come over for the choke, or you can even start to do all these things that Craig always does. Yeah, so if you keep your foot tight to their body like this, and focus more on getting your knee free first, it's going to make it a lot easier. Try and grab my foot now even, like he's still going to have to open that space up, and I can start to feed my foot through. Okay, what if Steve starts to square up? So this is the other thing that will happen, maybe even before then, he's blocked my knee from coming through, okay? So if he's blocked my knee, I can at least start using my hand to try and free my knee, but if he squares up now, like I'm starting to lose everything here, yeah? So we go back. As Steve starts to square me up, I want to change my grip a little bit. I'm going to try and lock my hands together like this. And I'm still going to try and free my knee, but the way I'm going to do it, his chest's kind of over my thigh. So as he squares up, if I just do it like this, just square up again, like his chest and his armpit stop me from bringing my leg through. If I can lock my hands like this, and as Steve squares up, I start flaring up. See how I can free my knee now? So go against it. Try and hold my leg in. Yeah. Okay. So I've now got my knee free. My foot's still tight. So if he did reach back for that, again, there's a chance that I hook, and we can start looking for triangle, omoplata, or bunny submissions from there. So again, if I feel him squaring up, I can lock my hands together, lift up, and get my knee free. But here he can still grab my thigh, yeah? Like this. So I want to start like actually trying to peel this upwards, this way. Like that. Because I'm not going to like push it to the side, at least even here, it's still blocking my leg from coming over. But if I can push up, as soon as it passes, I just jam his hand as close to his body as you can. Come, try and move your hand from here, Steve. Like he'll get it free, but not before I do this, okay? So I'm trying to, if we go back, when they square up, I want you to like lift their head up, get your knee free, and then take their hand and just push it up, jam it to their body, and now we're okay to shoot over for the triangle. Yep.
Do you ever like to knee into bicep, like bicep drive?
That's kind of what that's like the midpoint for this. Does that make sense? So we're looking to get here and go like that. Yeah, like my knee sort of is blocking that. Just don't like flare your leg out. I think his knee's going to come in the middle here and block my triangle there. You know, would you? Anything like that's going to kill it. Okay, so I'd want to get back. Even though it's like kind of in the bicep, I still need my hips tight and probably more in front of the shoulder. Take their hand, feed it up, punch it to their body, and we can start to cut the triangle choke.